There's no other God, no other being that is physically there in front of you besides in the Eucharist. You're able to actually gaze upon Him. And especially then, when you're gazing upon Him, it's easier for your heart to be open to Him, for you to be touched in your soul by Him.
I looked up at the Eucharist and I knew exactly who was in the Eucharist, and I knew exactly what He wanted me to do. And that, of course, is Jesus. And it was from that moment on that I've had that fire of faith, that drive to want to serve others.
At a Holy Hour for Vocations in high school, I locked eyes with our Eucharistic Lord in the monstrance, and He spoke clearly to my heart. I'm the answer. I'm right here. I'm what you're looking for. Years later, I was in Eucharistic adoration again at the St. John Bosco conference at Franciscan University, and the Lord spoke once again right to my heart. I want you for myself. A few months later, I found my home with the Salesian Sisters of St. John Bosco.
Looking back, I veered off from the path that God started for me, and then He just said, "Stephen, we'll try again, and let's just keep going." All the sacraments of the church pretty much brought me back out of the darkness, brought me back into the light. My life story is that the Lord will meet you where you're at. He's not going to leave any of His children behind. He'll meet you basically in the darkest corners, anywhere in your life. And He wants to bring you back up and lead you back to His Sacred Heart.
While in college and working full-time, I began drifting away from the practice of my faith. After years of drifting, I fell into a deep depression, and I knew something needed to change. Seeking led me to a Divine Mercy conference. And at this conference, Jesus showed me my need for healing. And at the same time began that process. Healing continued with the help of the Rosary, Mass, and adoration. Jesus yearns for us and wants to give us His gifts of peace and eternal light.
When I arrived at college, I found myself surrounded by more introverted and antisocial people, and I'd felt dejected and alone. When I arrived at the Catholic Center, I was just shocked by the friendliness and kindness and just love that the students showed me. I want to be the priest that College Justin needed, to be able to minister to people who are longing and searching for the true meaning of their lives.
Well, the main thing that attracted me to the priesthood is the fact that it's of service, that serving people is the core of being a priest. And what better way is there to serve people than through the sacraments, than through Mass? I can really see no higher calling than that.
By giving people the sacraments, especially the Eucharist, which is the perfect medicine that has no problems with it, there's no side effects, and confession, where it's like the perfect spiritual OR, I'm just thrilled that I think that God is asking me to help bring people to heaven so that they can have an eternity of perfect happiness.
I've grown to love Him. Like the love, it snuck up on me. Here I am being called to an order where their whole thing is just love God. All right, I want to love God. I want to serve Him. I want to make Him happy. I want to not sin. I want to do things that please Him and obey Him and just be with Him, like just love Him.
I'm excited to join the Dominican Sisters of Our Lady of the Rosary of Fatima. The charism in particular that draws me to this community is how they work with the families
around the world and bringing them back to Christ and Christ to the families through ministries in the parish and healthcare, education, and the love for Mother Mary.
My desire for the priesthood is like be able to bring Jesus to the people so they can experience him directly and help initiate that process and that relationship so they can just realize how wonderful they are as a gift.
Throughout my experiences with the Society of Our Lady of the Most Holy Trinity, I've encountered a sense of home. This is the order that through their community and their servant's heart, I was drawn to that, and the sense of home and not wanting to leave never really left. From that summer up in North Dakota till now, I just want to be with them, and it brings a great peace and joy in my life.
At a discernment retreat with the Sacred Heart Sisters at Mass, the priest held up the consecrated host and I said, "Fiat, fiat, fiat." And during that moment, I said yes to the Lord's calling to be his bride.
And I can remember meeting the vocation director at Holy Spirit Monastery and also a few of the brothers. And I was taken by the joy that they exuded. People come from all over to the Trappist monasteries on retreats. They're drawn to the charism of prayer and work there. Prayer is very important. It's the most important thing someone can do in this world is to stay connected to God. And the monks dedicate their lives to this. My greatest desire is that God's will be done in my life and in the life of anyone who is seeking God.